Hello and welcome to another Blueprint review unboxing video. I don't do a lot of these because I won't lie, I'm not usually a big fan. Unboxing videos is not my sort of thing. But occasionally I do like to do these to support and promote a release that I think is worthwhile, that I perhaps haven't had a chance to cover in a written review, usually down to time. And that's certainly the case here. I want to take a look at Radical Japan 9 films by Nagisa Oshima. I hope I've pronounced that right, or Oshima Nagisa, if you want to say it the Japanese way around. Yeah, so this is a box set from Radiance Films. It includes 7 feature films, a documentary and a short film, all by Oshima, across 7 discs. It's mainly films from the 1960s and early 1970s, although there's also the documentary 100 Years of Japanese Cinema, which is from 1995. Yeah, so Oshima is a director. He's incredibly highly acclaimed. He's classed as one of the Japanese New Wave directors. And he's perhaps most famous for Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, and In the Realm of the Censors, I guess, is another one of his big titles. I've actually covered both of those for the site. And actually, they're among the few of Oshima's films that I've actually seen. The other one is Boy, which is included in this box set, which I might get to later. And I actually have seen 100 Years of Japanese Cinema because it was included in the BFI's release of An Actor's Revenge. So I've given my brief thoughts on that on my Blu-ray review of that disc. So yeah, it's a fantastic looking set. Now I've got to have full disclosure here, as they say, is that I did have a very small involvement in this release, which is another reason why I didn't cover it with a written review on the site. I always feel a bit wrong if I ever do that, if I ever been involved with the release at all. But I figured an unboxing video would be fine. I say involved, I mean, I shot and edited an interview on the disc, an interview with Jennifer Coates talking about Boy, which is why I've seen Boy before I watched it, so that I could work on that special feature. So yeah, so I had a little involvement, so I thought I'd let people know before I get into it. But yeah, without further ado, let's have a look at the set. Okay, so let's take a look. So, as usual with Radiance's releases, we get an OBI strip, which is removable, just there on the side. So it has more details about the release. It's got the certificate on there, and yeah, some details about the extra features. But you can remove that if you want a cleaner kind of look. So yeah, it looks very nice. Yeah, also on the side you have the index numbers. I don't know if that's what you call them, of the individual titles or discs. So yeah, it's the OBI strip. You can see it's kind of just stuck on by a little sticker at the back. Yeah, and we've got all the details of the release on here, and a little more detail on the back. Yeah, also on the back of the box, obviously, we've got a list of the films that are included, and if you look behind the strip, we've got the years in which they were released. All very handsomely presented. There's nothing on the top and bottom. Sometimes you get some info on there. Yeah, and obviously on the side of the discs, you've got a list of what films are in which set. Interestingly, you don't have all of them listed here. You don't have the 100 Years of Japanese Cinema or the short film listed on the side, but it's not a problem. Let's slide them all out. So yeah, it's a nice hard box, solid. Not one of these flimsy kind of thin cardboard ones. Yeah, let's have a look at the first one. So this is the Death by Hanging disc and the catch. Let's have a look. And yeah, these are reversible, which you'll see in a second when I take the discs off. Let's take these, yeah, quite well attached. Yeah, you've got some more information about films. Obviously, you can switch these around if you want that information readily available. Look all behind all these. Let's do it properly. I think I got told off in one of my previous videos for not going into much details and getting absolutely everything out, so let's go for it. So yeah, that's obviously the reversible sleeve you can see there. So yeah, you can just slip it out if you want. Pop these back. Yeah, pretty securely placed, kind of not too managed to squeeze 3 into one case, which for someone who has a massive collection, then it does save space. So yeah, here's Boy. As I say, this is one that I have seen. It's an absolutely fantastic film. my favourite from the director that I've seen so far. So one great reason to pick up the set if you need any. Let's have a look. So again, yeah, reversible sleeve. Just 2 discs in this one. There you go. That's what you can have on there instead if you want to switch them around. So yeah, the focus then is the man who left his will on film instead of boy, if you reverse it. And the final disc. Yeah, so we've got the ceremony. Yeah, some more information about the ceremony. Let's take a look inside. Also, I don't know if you've noticed as well, they've got this kind of black and white motif going on. It depends which way round you have the discs, I guess. But the standard one is to have kind of 2 black sleeves, 1 white sleeve. Then you've got the white booklet as well, which we'll look at in a second. So yeah, there's the reverse of that. There's Summer Sister. So you can switch around whatever you prefer. Pop these back. Right, let's have a look at the book. I say book rather than booklet because it's pretty hefty. There's a lot of pages in there. It's got the title of the book on the back, sort of Japanese style, but it still reads in the Western style. Yeah, you've got the Radical Japan thing on there, on the spine. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a pretty solid, decent quality paper. Other than kind of those little inserts you can see at the front and back, it's in black and white. That's not a problem. Loads of essays and things in there and details about each film. Plenty to get through. As I say, this is a book rather than a booklet. You've got an awful lot in there. You've got some posters in there as well, which is cool. But the bulk of the book, I think, is mainly text. There are some images in there, but there's a lot of essays and such in there, which is great. Well, there we go. Well, there are photos and images in there. So yeah, I did read through. I've not read the whole book, but I did read the introduction. It's a handy, gives you a handy primer before you start digging in. So yeah, it looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to reading through all that. So nicely presented, 157 pages, plenty. Some kind of scrapbook style image on the front or the back, whichever way you want to look at it. Cool. So there we go, an absolutely gorgeous looking set. And by all accounts, the films included are fantastic. As I say, I have seen 2 of them and I can definitely vouch for those. So yeah, Boy and 100 Years of Cinema are well worth watching. Yeah, so I'm really pleased to get hold of it. And I was very pleased to be a small part of producing it. So yeah, so one last look. Great, but thanks for watching and listening. Get over to Radiance Films and get yourself a copy. If you're a fan of Oshima, I don't think you'll regret it.